Hello and welcome to another edition of Cranky Gun Reviews. I'm out at the range again with my Security 380 Ruger in 380 ACP. I've had quite a few comments on my first range video where I was saying that this is possibly the best 380 pistol I've ever shot. A lot of people were saying that they have failures to feed out of theirs or they have jams. That has not been my experience with my particular pistol. Now that doesn't really mean anything. My pistol is a sample size of 1, but the pistol that I have has been very reliable. And I just put another 60 rounds out of it off camera. I have another 60 rounds loaded up. I have some New Republic, which is a 95 grain round nose. I have 60 rounds of this loaded up, or I should say 30 rounds. And then I have 30 rounds of Ammo Incorporated, which is a flat nose round point. These are, I think, also 95. No, these are 100 grain total metal jacket. So I'm going to put 60 rounds through it on camera. I'll reload. I'll come back and I'll shoot another 60. And let's see how we can do. So I just have a regular target set up at 5 yards and I'm aiming straight at it. We'll look at the target when I'm done. But this is more of a functionality test than anything else. That was a light load. Light load. So that third or fourth round I fired, it was a light load. The gun didn't fully cycle the action, and that was one of the Ammo Incorporated rounds. Some people have had really bad luck with the Ammo Incorporated rounds, but again, out of that first 30 rounds of Ammo Inc., I had one that was light, and that's why it kind of locked up on me. Basically, it didn't extract the round because it didn't have enough force to pull it out of the chamber or to cycle the slide fully. So you saw me rack the slide one time and immediately went back to shooting. Had no issues after that. So that was the second set of 60 that I fired. The first 60 rounds I fired was a mix of Aguila hollow points, Silvertip, and Winchester white box, which is the flat point. And this particular one, I have another 20 rounds of the New Republic right here, and then another 20 rounds of the Ammo Inc., and then I'm just going to shoot New Republic because that's all I brought. So again, the Ammo Inc., I guess probably not a round I want to carry because I did have one that was a little bit of a light load, and if I have one box that has a light load in it, we'll see how the rest of the box goes, but it may not be a round that I want to carry in this gun. Now, when I carry a 380, you have to carry either a really hot hollow point or you just carry a flat nose, because with a 380, the velocity is low enough, the rounds are small enough that you actually want the penetration, or at least I do. I know a lot of people don't want to carry a 380 at all because they say it's too light of a load. It's not really a good load, but for me, I've said it before, the best gun to carry is really one that you're comfortable shooting, that you're accurate shooting, that's reliable, and you want to carry like the biggest caliber that you're comfortable shooting. And for some people, a 380 might be the biggest caliber that they could shoot. It also might be the biggest caliber that they're comfortable shooting or that they're accurate shooting. So again, for me, I can shoot a lot bigger guns. I do carry a 380 a lot of the time. I carry my Smith & Wesson Bodyguard a lot. That's probably still the most carried gun I have. Either that or a J-frame like this model 442. But I have no problem carrying a 380. I come out here and I practice and I shoot a lot of different types of ammo out of my guns because I want to make sure that they function when I need them. And I also want to know what type of ammo functions in it. Now, I don't know if I would necessarily carry these New Republic 95 grain because they're just a straight round nose, but I have no problem carrying Winchester white box or some other flat nose. Otherwise, again, if I carry a hollow point, it's either going to be a Hornady Critical Defense or it's going to be something like Silvertip because they're a little bit hotter round. Now, I don't think I'm going to get a lot of expansion out of those even if I do carry with them, which again is why typically I end up carrying just a Winchester white box flat nose. But again, you have to try it in your gun because every gun functions differently and every gun cycles different ammo. So my guns, if they cycle it, I'm more than happy to carry the Winchester white box. But like my SIG P238, that one doesn't like all the flat nose ammo. A lot of time you have to use the really high end, really truncated hollow points, or you have to carry just a round nose in that. But back to the shooting. Again, I have 20 rounds of the Ammo Inc. first, and then I'll do 40 more rounds of the New Republic, and let's see if I have any more hiccups with this gun. So I just shot 120 rounds at this target. There's a few of them right here that are high. This is all from a previous target. Most of that's 40 Smith & Wesson. There's a few 22s in there that I was shooting. But this is what I was shooting at. And I'm not going to count these, but I could see when I was shooting, almost all of the rounds are in this target. There's probably one magazine that's a little high because I was trying to shoot with both eyes open. I am trying to make myself a better shooter. Obviously, if you can shoot with both eyes open and hit what you're aiming at, you're going to have better peripheral vision than if you squint. So I'm trying that as well. But out of that, I put 120 rounds through it on camera right there. And I had 2 rounds that were light. You saw the second to last round, and I think it was like the 4th round I fired. One of them was an Ammo Inc. round that didn't have enough juice to cycle the slide and extract the round. And then the second to last round was one of the New Republic. And again, I wouldn't carry the New Republic anyway. That stuff's made overseas. So far, it's been pretty good ammo. Every round has gone off, but you did see that I had a light load in there. So again, this is why I come out to the range, function check my guns to make sure that they're going to be reliable when and if I need to use them. So that's about going to wrap up this video on my Ruger Security 380. I don't know exactly how many rounds I have through it at this point, well over 350 rounds. But in my experience, my gun has been very reliable. I do not have any issues with my magazines. I have 6 magazines. 3 of them came with the gun and 3 of them I bought later on. And in my experience, I've had really good luck with these magazines. Now, I typically buy about 6 magazines for every one of my handguns, and I do that because I like to buy these, I think they're Outers brand, O-U-T-E-R-S. Maybe they're not Outers. But I like to buy these magazine pouches off of eBay. It's a 4-pouch magazine holder that you can put on your belt. And I like to keep 4 magazines loaded in those, and I like to have 2 magazines for the gun. So when I carry the gun, I have 1 magazine in the gun, I have 1 in my pocket as a backup, and then I have 4 loaded at home at any point in time. So for me, I like to have a minimum of 6 magazines for each semi-auto handgun that I have. Just what I like to do, has nothing to do with what you need to do. If you're comfortable with 1 or 2 magazines, that's perfectly fine. But again, when it comes to a new gun like this Security 380, if you're having issues with your magazines, it would probably be a good idea to buy more magazines and put a mark on the ones that don't work so you know not to rely on those in the case that you had to use your gun. So you could use them at the range for malfunction practice, but you probably wouldn't want to carry with those. So thanks again for watching another edition of Cranky Gun Reviews. God bless America. Support your 2A rights. Get out there and shoot. And you remember, if someone asks you to give up some of your freedom for the greater good, remind them that freedom is the greater good.